Well, hello! Welcome back to my channel. Just Shauna here to talk about some friggin' books. I'm doing a combo unhaul and haul today because I don't have that many unhauls to mention, so I didn't feel like I needed a whole ass video because the last time I did an unhaul, I still have most of those books. Nobody wants the Sookie books. I've tried 2 separate times at 2 separate bookstores that do trade-ins, and they don't want them. Nobody wants them. I'm probably just gonna have to donate them, but I would normally donate to the library, but I don't think the libraries, they're doing curbside pickup and stuff, but I don't think you can donate books right now. So I don't know if I'll just have to hold on to them. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And I don't even have them. I think they took all of these 3. And if not, I don't know, they're in my car. I don't feel like fucking going and getting them. So the 3 books that I recently decided to get rid of, Eleanor by Jason Gurley. I tried to read that and I DNF'd it and just didn't care. I'm not gonna keep it. And then the other 2 are 2 books that I've just had sitting on my shelves. I bought them used at one point or another. One of them I think was from the library sales actually, or the library like bookstore. So yeah, and they've just been sitting there and over time I've lost interest, whatever. The first one is City of Dark Magic by somebody. I didn't write that down. Magnus Flight. Yeah, it's part of a series. And I heard, was it Brandy? Brandy, did you tell me there's like some weird shit with like eating toenail fungus or eating toenails or something? And that's like part of the magic. And I just didn't have a lot of interest in the first place. And then finding that out, I just thought, you know, I'm good. It's probably not that big of a part of the plot, but just, like I said, it's not like I had a shit ton of interest in it anyways. I just grabbed it randomly one time. And then the next one is The Underwriting, which I also didn't fucking write down. It's like Marissa or something. No, Michelle. Michelle Miller. Super cool cover. Love this cover. That freaking bright ass pink with the black and the copper. I love it. But over time, the premise, it's like a bunch of rich people in Silicon Valley and like their dramas, and then like a body is found and who killed him? I don't care. But yeah, those are the 3 recent unhauls. And then I went to Changing Hands and Bookman's. I didn't get anything at Bookman's. I only got, I think, $6 in trade-in credit. And I just thought, I'll save it for another time. I didn't feel like getting anything. But when I went to Changing Hands, I had some money left over from the last time. So I had some store credit. I didn't get very much additional store credit, but I got some books. And I posted on my Instagram. If you follow me, you've seen these. But first one is Wild Seed by Octavia E. Butler. I read Lilith's Brood by this same author earlier this year. And I enjoyed the first one. It's a trilogy technically, but there's like a bind up that's just called Lilith's Brood. It's like Dawn, Imogo, maybe one of them is called Lilith's Brood. No, I don't know. At any rate, I read those 3 books, except I kind of DNF'd the 3rd one. Yeah, I totally DNF'd the 3rd one. Because by then I just didn't care anymore. It wasn't an issue I had with her writing style necessarily. It was a little bit with just the plot, the pacing, I think. But she has such a backlog of books. What am I trying to say? She has like such a bibliography. Is that it? She's got a lot of fucking books. She wrote a lot of books. That's what I'm trying to fucking say. And this one just sounds pretty cool. There's, yeah, an ancient spirit with boundless powers. He possesses humans, killing without remorse as he jumps from body to body to sustain his own life. With a lonely eternity ahead of him, Doro is his name, breeds supernaturally gifted humans into empires that obey his every desire. He fears no one until he meets Anyanwu. Anyanwu is an entity like Doro and yet different. She can heal with a bite and transform her own body, mending injuries and reversing aging. She uses her powers to cure her neighbors and birth entire tribes, surrounding herself with kindred who both fear and respect her. No one poses a true threat to Anyanwu, until she meets Doro. The moment Doro meets Anyanwu, he covets her, and from the villages of 17th century Nigeria to 19th century United States, their courtship becomes a power struggle that echoes through generations, irrevocably changing what it means to be human. And it's a series, and that sounds fucking fabulous. I really hope I like it because I bought a new copy, not a used one. I don't think this one was used. Yeah, it's brand new. And I just love these covers. I think they're really cool. I only got the first one, and technically this wasn't the first one published, but when I looked it up, like a bunch of different places said to read them in like chronological order of the story versus chronological publication order. I don't know. At any rate, whatever. I'm going to read it. And then I mentioned this in my recent wrap up because I read the first book to this series and I liked it. I gave it a 3.5. I didn't love it because I think I might be too dumb for this author's books. But we're going to try the second book in the duology, The Shadowed Sun by N.K. Jemisin. This is the Dreamblood duology. So yeah, I grabbed this one. I love this cover. I mean, it's purpley, pinky. You know, I like that. We will see. I don't want to go into the plot really because it's the second book. I don't even know what it is. But yeah, it's Egyptian inspired. This world is. And there's magic where people can like take your dream blood and they can change your dreams and they can kill people by basically like putting them to sleep and then cutting their soul tethers and killing them peacefully. But it's part of this religion and this whole like priesthood essentially is what they're like. That's all I'll say. And then this one, which is a nonfiction and is a used copy. Oh, hey, there's my bookmark. Is a used copy, I think. Was this a used copy? At any rate, this guy, In the Garden of Beasts by Erik Larson. I have only read Devil in the White City, but I really enjoyed that. It's narrative nonfiction. That's what I think all of his books are. This one certainly is at any rate. It says love, terror, and an American family in Hitler's Berlin. So it's set in 1933 when William E. Dodd becomes America's first ambassador to Hitler's Germany in a year that proved to be a turning point in history. I'm excited. Hopefully I like this as much as I liked Devil in the White City. And then another used one I got, which I've had my eye on this book for a while. I enjoy historical fiction a fair amount, so I've wanted to check it out. And I think it was Jessie that this is like one of her favorites of all time, I think, right? The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I don't even really know what it's about. I think it's a World War II, right? Yeah, which I think that's why I've been nervous is because it's not that I don't like World War II historical fiction. It's just I don't tend to be drawn to it all that often. You know, I just usually am drawn to other historical fictions. With courage, grace, and powerful insight, best-selling author, blah, blah, blah. Okay. The Women's War. So the Nightingale tells the stories of two sisters separated by years and experience by ideals, passion, and circumstance, each embarking on her own dangerous path toward survival, love, and freedom in German-occupied, war-torn France. Heartbreakingly beautiful novel celebrates the resilience of the human spirit and the durability of women. I hope I enjoy it. It is quite a chunker. This is a big ass book. It's like almost 600 pages. And then recently, during a Target run, I thought, let me look at the books. Why not? This particular Target, it's a super Target, and they have a good book selection, section selection. At any rate, I grabbed How to Be an Anti-Racist by Ibram X. Kendi, and I got the little journal to go with it. It's a journal for reflection or awareness, reflection, and action. So it has like prompts and things. I've had this one on my radar. Since I think it was published, was it this year? Or was it last year? Yeah, it was last year. I'm excited to get to this one. And then I finally got my copy of Volume 5 of Monstrous, and I was a little annoyed because it's like warped a little bit, like kinda, I don't know. It's like I don't know if you can see. Like there's like a little ding on it right here. Like it got like that. I don't know. I don't really care because I plan to get the book editions of the bind-ups. That's what the fuck, Shauna? The bind-ups. Book 1 is available now. So as they come out, I plan to get those. So I don't necessarily care that this volume isn't perfect. And I read them myself. Oh God, this artwork is so fucking amazing. So I could mess up the cover on my own reading it anyway. But yeah, it got delayed by like a month or something. So I was very excited for this. And it's called War Child, by the way. There we have it. Those are the books. More than I've had recently, I think, in hauls. I haven't gone and like bought a handful of books in a minute. Don't forget to leave an emoji if you would like to say hello but don't have further commentary. Also, don't forget you can join as a channel member if you would like to get perks to things like the little Pushinicorn emojis in my videos. You can get access to my group buddy read, to my blooper reels, to my monthly vlogs, etc. As always, thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.